Hi, I'm game designer and historian Dana Lombardy. Along with my colleague and friend, Roger B. MacGowan, we've designed a new World War I card game that's called, not surprisingly, MacGowan and Lombardy's The Great War. The real war lasted 4 years, but our playtesting has shown that you can win World War I in an hour. Let me show you what's in the box. A playmat created by Roger where you place the various card decks and discards. Almost 200 playing cards. Most are colorized historical photos, but nearly all of Roger's World War I illustrations are featured on many of them. The game rules fit on a single sheet. There's also examples of play and a quick play outline version. A single sheet of card samples and glossary of terms. There are also 2 dice, one 10-sided die to keep track of the 10 turns that comprise the basic game, and one 6-sided die to resolve random events. Because cards can be added to each other or cancel each other, there are literally hundreds of permutations and how to play the cards. This gives the Great War excellent replay value. So how does this all work? The core of the game consists of 2 54-card decks. They are separated by colors and national insignias that represent the Central Powers, primarily the military forces of Germany and Austria-Hungary, and the Entente allies of Great Britain and France. Neutral cards can be used by either side. There are also bonus cards that provide historical improvements in weapons and tactics, and a small deck of random event cards that can affect either or both sides every turn. You probably noticed that the cards have the traditional suits of hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. And you can use these traditional suits along with the ace through 2 to play traditional games like poker, solitaire, and so forth. But there's a reason why I wanted to use the traditional cards because of a historical connection. In 1915, the term ace was first used to identify a fighter pilot who brought down 5 or more enemy aircraft. And that is what the ace card represents, an ace fighter pilot. Another example is the Queen playing card. Since ancient times, infantry has been called the Queen of Battle, and the Queens all are infantry. And gunpowder artillery is known as the King of Battle, so the King playing card represents major artillery weapons. Let's set up the game and play a turn. Shuffle the random event cards and remove one without looking at it. This card won't be used in the game. Shuffle the bonus cards and remove one without looking at it. Shuffle the neutral cards and remove 2 neutral cards without looking at them. Why remove cards from the game? Basically, this prevents a person from playing the game hoping certain cards are going to come up. Like real life, you don't know what's going to happen, and chance is important in this game as well as in real life. As they say, you have to play with the cards you're dealt. Each player shuffles their nationality deck and removes 2 cards without looking at them. Both players are then dealt 6 neutral cards and 2 bonus cards. They can examine these cards and choose 1 or 2 neutral cards to create their first hand. Each player then draws 6 or 7 cards from their nationality decks to fill their starting hand of 9 cards. The Defender This Turn card is then placed on the playmat with the 10-sided die showing 1 for the first turn. In the basic game, the Central Powers player is the Defender in turn 1. Some scenarios allow you to build your 9-card hand. In the basic game, you use the cards that are dealt to you. At the beginning of each turn, the Defender draws a random event card and places it face up so both players can see it. Depending on the card, either or both players may have to roll the d6 die to resolve the random effect, if any. Random effects take effect immediately. In this case, it's bad weather, so neither side may play an aviation card this turn. Well, there went my massive planned airstrike. After the random event card is chosen, the game turn is played in 2 rounds, with the defender going first in each round. Before the first round, both players may choose to play a bonus or joker card, defender going first. In this case, I want to hold my bonus cards for later in the turn. I have no jokers, but my opponent doesn't know that. The defender now goes first because that player determines the defense and places 1 card face up in front of them. In this case, I cannot use my aviation cards because of the bad weather, so I put down a German infantry card. If the attacker does not have a card to stop the defender may now play 1 or more cards that link to the first card they played. Therefore, I add a heavy machine gun card, a field artillery card, and a barbed wire neutral card. All 3 may be added to the infantry card already played. This is a total of 42 battle points on all the defending cards that are face up. You may be wondering, where are the trenches? Wasn't that what World War I was all about? Yes, there were trenches everywhere on the Eastern Front, the Western Front, and so forth, but the key is not whether there are trenches, which the game doesn't have to show, but what kind of trenches? Are they improved? Are there counterattacking forces available? Are they occupied with enough infantry? Or is there artillery as a backup with support and enough ammunition? Those are the factors that make the trenches defensible or not, and that's how the game is played. In this case, the defender's trench line has sufficient infantry and machine guns, immediate support from artillery, and no gaps in its barbed wire defenses. So the defender is set. Now the attacker chooses his cards to launch the attack. Like the defender, the attacker cannot use their aviation cards because of the bad weather. The attacker places an infantry card face up in front of them. If the defender does not have a card to stop the attacker may now play 1 or more cards that link to the first card they played. The attacker adds a British tank and field artillery card, then may also add the neutral card Dispersed Infantry and the bonus card Rolling or Creeping Barrage. All 4 of these cards may be added to the infantry card already played, or to 1 or more of the other cards previously played. The attacker has a total of 40 battle points on the cards played versus the defender's 42 points. This is where it really gets challenging. As the defender, I only have 2 bonus cards in my hands that I can play. The reason is the others are aviation cards, and the bad weather random event card means I cannot play those aviation cards. I cannot play the sniper bonus card because the attacker did not use a jack to play any of his cards. Therefore, I play the rapid counterattack bonus card that brings my total battle points to 48. It looks like I'm going to win this turn as defender. Not so fast. The attacker plays his second neutral card, Poison Gas, and that cancels any 1 non-naval plus card I played as defender. The attacker's battle point total just went to 48, and they flip over my field artillery card, and it's 11 battle points, which are no longer counted. Final tally, defender, me, 37 battle points, versus the attacker's 48 points. I lose the turn, and the attacker captures my infantry, machine gun, and field artillery cards. Hopefully I'll get revenge on those Tommies next round, when I'm the attacker and they are the defender. Neutral and bonus cards may not be captured, and they, along with the random event card, are immediately shuffled back into the appropriate decks. Yes, shuffling the neutral, bonus, and random event cards back into their respective decks means those cards can come up again the very next turn. That's how chance works. You have no idea what is going to happen, and you also can't control destiny or chance. Both players now refill their hands to 9 cards and start the next turn. After 10 turns, both sides count the number of captured cards they have in battle points and compare it. The high side wins. But There are different levels of victory, everything from a strategic victory, which is an overwhelmingly different number of battle points, or just barely getting a victory in terms of battle points, which is just a moral victory. There are 4 levels in the game. You can download the rules, sample cards, the quick play outline, and others by going to the link in the Kickstarter or going to my LombardyStudios.com website. Please check out our stretch goals in this Kickstarter and download the rules and the sample cards and read more on LombardyStudios.com. Roger and I hope that you'll support our Kickstarter that commemorates World War I, the Great War. Thank you.